Okay, sorry about the delay, folks. Just wanted to make sure I got my angle right. I'm actually here by myself, and just want to welcome everybody back to the Great Debate Show. The Great Debate Show is available wherever you get your podcast. Hey, just hit the follow button, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. I'm Jarvis Jeffries, your host, back again. I am by myself today. No Terrence Smith, who usually sits right here. No Nick Ely, who usually sits in this eagle chair right here to my left. But I'm just here to just break some news. Most people wouldn't say, I don't know if you'd say it's breaking news or not, but I do have some interesting things to talk about concerning last night's college football playoffs. Michigan, Washington. It looks like they are going to be in the national championship game. So let me get started here on my podcasting side. YouTube again, we're live. Jarvis Jeffries, the Great Debate Show. Just want to briefly talk about what happened last night with Michigan and the Wolverines. They beat the Alabama Crimson Tide in a thrilling, entertaining defensive battle. 27-20. Michigan wins in overtime, and then Washington kind of dominates Texas later on that evening. So now we have Michigan and Washington for the championship. And my question is this finally Jim Harbaugh's year? I'm a 49er fan, as you can see, and with the helmet here and the belt, I'm YouTube live. I'm also about to be live on X as well. But my question is, how do you feel about it? Michigan fans, Washington fans, or just casual college football fans? Is this finally Jim Harbaugh's year? I'm a Niner fan, and he used to coach the San Francisco 49ers from 2011 through 2014. I was a huge Harbaugh supporter, a big fan of him, but he never got the job done. And whether that's real or fake, he never won a championship for my Niners. I never felt any type of way about it because as the years passed, I realized that maybe this all isn't 100% authentic. Maybe some of these games, or now I know all of these games, I think, are scripted. So I hold him, I don't hold him accountable. I don't fault him at all for the Niners not winning a Super Bowl during his tenure in San Francisco as a head coach. But it began to look the exact same way when he got to Michigan. It took him some years before he beat Ohio State. Now he does beat Ohio State. And now he finally gets his first college playoff win. Is he going to get a second? And if he does, that will be the ultimate goal because they will be national champions. But the rumors swirling that he still could be going to the NFL. He's been linked to the LA Chargers job. He's been linked to the Chicago Bears job. And he's not answering the question. So I just wonder what people think about Harbaugh going to the NFL. Even if he wins the national championship, how do you feel about that? Should he do that? Is he sick of Michigan? Is Michigan sick of Harbaugh? Is it a mutual agreement like Jed York and the Niners said they mutually agreed to part ways immediately after the last regular season game of the 2014 NFL season? I remember it vividly, like it was yesterday. And we know that it didn't end up that way. He didn't get along with Jed York and at that time general manager Trent Baalke. And it was just a mess. And Jay Glazer with Fox Sports reported week 1 of that 2014 NFL season that if the Niners don't win a Super Bowl this year, and that was the 4th season that Harbaugh was the head coach for the 49ers, he reported that if the Niners didn't win the Super Bowl, Harbaugh would be out of San Francisco. He even went further to say that even if the Niners win the Super Bowl, Harbaugh could still be out in San Francisco. So he basically let everybody know week 1, day 1, this is it for Harbaugh in San Francisco. They don't get along. There's a lot of rumors that I've heard of things that were said in meetings and whatnot. I won't get into it, but what I'm bringing it up for, I said all of that to say this, is the Michigan program Are they sick of Harbaugh like the Niners were sick of Harbaugh? Or is it the other way around, like I'm hearing Harbaugh is just sick of them and the discipline that they gave him with the suspension, and then he had another one where, the signal stealing. How significant do you all think that is? I'm just asking. We don't cover college football a lot. Some people tell me we don't cover it enough. We probably could have and should have more listeners if we'd done that. And so 2024 is going to be much different. I know this season is over with, only one game left, but 2024, when the football season, college football that is, starts back up, I will do more episodes on college football. I have to give our listeners what they want. And this is interesting also because I'm a huge Harbaugh supporter. I didn't think he would win last night. I'm not going to lie. I bet on Alabama to win. I bet on Texas to win. I lost both in that one parlay that I did, a short one, but I thought Alabama and Texas would play. I had a theory, and that theory was wrong, that Alabama would win the whole thing, and that was the reason of them putting them back into the top 4 to make the college football playoffs. I thought they just wanted him to avoid Georgia. They didn't bank on him beating them twice. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Alabama's done. Texas is done. It's Michigan and Washington. I totally missed that. Missed them both. And I wonder how this game is going to go because Michael Penix Jr., he looked really good last night. He looked good the few times I watched him during the regular season. It's just that I'm on Central Timing here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I don't, I'm either out and about or I am in bed, and I'm not really up to watch these if there's even a Pac-10 anymore. I'm not up to watch those Washington USC games and whatnot. I'm just not. So I didn't see Caleb Williams and Michael Penix a ton, which is another reason why I don't talk college football. But I was impressed with what I saw last night from their offense, their receivers, their defense. They look good. But Michigan does have the best defense in the nation. And if I'm not mistaken, Harbaugh told some people before the season started that he had 21 recruits that were all going to be drafted to the NFL. He might have even said they were all first rounders. I'm not sure about that. I'm probably exaggerating with that part. But yeah, that's the news. Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines have a chance to win their first championship since 1997. It's been a long time coming. Can they do it? Who knows? We'll see. But I just wanted to touch on that for a brief moment. And I was impressed with Michigan on last night, on New Year's. And I'm sorry, Happy New Year to everyone that's watching, listening. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great Christmas also. The holidays are officially over. It's January 2nd. And day 2 of 2024, it's going to be a great year for me and my co-hosts, Nick Ely and Terrence Smith on the Great Debate Show. We will be back to debate. I want to say we're going to do the top 10 point guards of all time in the NBA. We're either going to do that one or we're going to the NFL quarterbacks. But we definitely have more debates that we need to get on YouTube as well. Some videos you can see on YouTube. This starting now in 2024, all videos will be on YouTube. The Great Debate Show, if you just want to hear the podcast, it's available wherever you get your podcast. Hit the follow button and subscribe, rate, review, follow. We're available wherever you get your podcast. Let's see what else I wanted to speak on real quickly. The Bears have the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Are they going to draft somebody like Michael Penix Jr. or Caleb Williams? Or are they going to stick with Justin Fields? The Bears have been playing pretty good football here. 4-1 in the last 5 games. 60% completion percentage for Justin Fields. Only 4 touchdowns to 3 picks. And about a 77, 78 passer rating. But hey, this is the best that we've seen in 3 years. Do you throw that away and say he's just not that guy? We can do better if we draft this person? Or do you give Justin Fields another year or two and do you draft somebody else at that top pick that you have from Carolina? They're in a good position. It's just how they're going to play it. They have a pretty good hand dealt to them, but how are they going to play it? So that's going to be pretty interesting. Baker Mayfield, will he stay in Tampa Bay? He's got a rib injury right now, even though he says he'll be fine. but it's a must-win in their season finale with the NFC South battle for the NFC South title on the line as they go to Carolina. Now, most people would think that that's going to be an easy win, but nothing's easy in the NFL. Even though I say the NFL stands for the National Fixed League or Not for Long, they say it's the National Football League. And on any given Sunday, what if Tampa Bay loses that game? If they do, then Atlanta at New Orleans, that is the game where the winner of that wins the NFC South. Me and my partner Nick Ely went with Derek Carr and the Saints to win the NFC South, even though I'm not a Derek Carr fan. He is. Nick Ely is. And me and Terrence have really talked about Derek Carr this year. But for me to be right as far as the Saints winning the South, I hope that they do beat the Falcons. And the Falcons are pretty shitty at home. I mean, on the road. And they are on the road in that loud Superdome that we heard Washington beat the brakes off of Texas in. It was so loud in that Superdome. 2019, there was a regular season game where Jimmy Garoppolo and my Niners beat Drew Brees and the Saints in a very, very competitive game where they were fighting for number 1, number 2 seeds in the NFC. The Niners won that game. The famous George Kittle play where he dragged somebody with him, even though he was holding on to his face mask about 10, 15 yards down the field on a big 4th and short, and we win the game. I bring it up because that was my last time being in a Superdome, and I never, ever been in a stadium or arena or whatever where it was so loud. I had to look around, even though I was amongst another 70, 60,000 fans. I still couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was so loud. I'm like, are they pumping noise in here? So it's going to be very loud for the Atlanta Falcons, just like it gets in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, but they're not going to be making that noise when the Saints offense is on the field. This noise is going to be when the Atlanta Falcons offense is on the field. And it's going to be a very, very, very hostile environment for the Falcons. But hey, if Tampa Bay loses in Carolina, Falcons or Saints, the winner of that could win the NFC South and be a number 4 seed in the NFC playoff picture. My Niners are number 1. The Eagles lose again. That's now 4 losses in 5 games. They lose to the Cardinals, giving the Niners the number 1 seed. As I told Nick over the phone, I appreciate the number 1 seed, bro. And I will be telling him that when he comes back this week for a great debate here on the Great Debate Show. The Rock returned in the WWE on Monday Night Raw last night, and he asked the fans of the WWE Universe, where should he eat at? Should he eat at the bar? Should he eat at the head of the table? And everybody knows, if you're a WWE fan, what that means. That's a shot at Roman Reigns, the current WWE undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Champion. And he's been that for over 3 years now. And it looks like if he's going to face The Rock at WrestleMania 40, he's going to break Hulk Hogan's record. And that's something that I can't wait for my co-host Terrence Smith, who usually sits right here in this Baltimore Ravens chair, to return to tell me what he thinks of that. He's the biggest wrestling fan on the show. Nick, not at all. And me, somewhere in between that. So I just wanted to bring that up with The Rock being back on Raw. He probably won't be back until the week before the Royal Rumble. Who knows? But that was either telling you that that's where they're going with WrestleMania 40's main event, Rock versus Roman Reigns, but they have really been kind of hinting at and anticipating for a while. It's just been The Rock's schedule has been too busy. It looks like it's not so busy now. Or were they just throwing it out there, sticking their foot in the hot tub to see how hot the water is? How are the fans going to receive it? They received it well, but the issue for Cody Rhodes fans and whoever you're asking that thought that Cody Rhodes would finish his story at WrestleMania 40, that would be the big question. What is his plans going to be for WrestleMania 40? Right now, he's in a feud he's in a pretty good angle story with Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura, and they're doing pretty good with that, but that'll end at Royal Rumble. By the Royal Rumble, and he will be in the Royal Rumble, and whether he wins or CM Punk wins, I'm thinking maybe they're gonna go triple threat now versus Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship that's on Monday Night Raw, and they're just gonna let Roman's, of course, go over Rock, and he will surpass Hulk Hogan somewhere after SummerSlam. And if he's gonna win it at WrestleMania, he's definitely gonna win it at SummerSlam. So, just interested to know what any wrestling fans that follow the Great Debate Show think about that. I'm about to go live on X as well because I know plenty of wrestling fans that follow us on there. I don't really have much more. Week 17 was crazy. The college football playoffs was wild and crazy. But the first game was like the Super Bowl. That Rose Bowl was very entertaining. It was very good. Alabama's offensive line just couldn't hold up, though. And, man, Michigan's got a great defense. I don't know where these guys will get drafted, but I hope my Niners can land one or some of those players. I think this draft will be like the Georgia Bulldogs, where they had so many players go in the draft, and a lot of them to the Philadelphia Eagles also. What's up with the Eagles? We'll talk about that when Nick comes back. We'll talk about the wrestling. Mercedes Mone, formerly known as Sasha Banks in the WWE. There's been rumors that she would show up at the Royal Rumble, and that still could be true. However, according to Sean Ross Sapp with Fightful Select, has reported that Mercedes Mone is All Elite, meaning that she has officially signed with All Elite Wrestling, AEW, a wrestling promotion that I was very high on from 2019, fall of 2019 when they started up until about the middle of 2021. And it's kind of been going downhill since. Now CM Punk is gone. Now Jade Cargill is gone. And they're both in WWE. And there's just no attraction in AEW for me. And that's why I didn't do the shows that I wanted to do here on this YouTube channel. But if Mercedes Mone is All Elite, maybe I'll, take a swing at it depending on the audience, depending on our listeners. And Terrence Smith definitely would have a lot to say about that because he loves her. He thinks she's a phenomenal wrestler. I think that she's a little bit overrated. But then again, I will admit, I have not seen like her entire career. I missed a lot of wrestling during the time she was like really holding the women's division down or what have you. But she is All Elite Wrestling, they say. But I just wonder if that's really true. Why wasn't she at World's End, the last pay-per-view that AEW just had this past Saturday night on December 30th? Again, that's pretty much all I have. This could be, in my opinion, probably. I'm not predicting that that's what this is, but they said CM Punk was the devil in AEW, and I think they finally revealed at World's End that was Adam Cole, who we all knew. And I don't even watch AEW on a weekly basis anymore, but it was him. And if MJF is leaving, they got nothing out of that. But Punk showed up at Survivor Series at WWE, and Jade Cargill left as well, and she'll be showing up at Royal Rumble, I'm sure, to make her in-ring debut in WWE. What I'm saying is that this could be bait. This could just be another trick for Triple H to throw you off, and for you people that think Sasha Banks will return to WWE, they want you to think that she's not, and then she actually will. But again, I don't know how credible Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp is to you. That's the word, though, that she is All Elite. And, hey, I think if she really is, she's just going for the money. Because there's already been rumors. We don't know if they're rumors or fake rumors or whatever. But allegedly, the WWE did not take her up on her offer. Or she declined their offer. She wants more than what they offered her, or she thinks she's worth more than what they think. Who knows? Some people think she's worth every penny. But it looks like they didn't give her what she wanted money-wise. And Tony Khan, once again, overpaid. Probably overpaid, allegedly, if he has her. But I just think she would have been at World's End if she's really All Elite. But we will see. We will see. That's the word, though, that Mercedes Mone is All Elite. Who do you want to see her in the ring with? Toni Storm? That's about the only hot commodity in AEW right now, if you call that hot. Rio? DMD, Dr. Britt Baker, who's been on a hiatus for a while. Maybe she'll come back now that her man Adam Cole is the devil. I don't know. I don't really see a lot for her in AEW now. If she really goes, and if she does, I think it's really just for the money. I don't know. Maybe she stays independent. Maybe she stays in New Japan. But they're saying that she's all elite. So if so, when are we going to see her? I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I've got. It's the Great Debate Show. We're available wherever you get your podcast. We will have plenty of content on this YouTube channel in 2024. That is for certain. Just too many people not being able to find us or don't have certain platforms to listen to the podcast. And this is the easiest way for them to find us on YouTube. And we're going to do that more. Everybody's schedule has been crazy the past few months. 2023 was a wild year for all three of us. We've been very busy trying to juggle so much. Terrence in photography and his work, and me with my writing, and aspiring actor, so to say, with my movies and this podcasting. And Nick has a lot of stuff going on also with his dad's business, and so we've been very, very busy. But the plan for 2024 is for all three of us to be sitting right here on a weekly basis, and me probably on a daily basis this year, to give you the hottest content going on in sports and entertainment. And wrestling is considered sports and entertainment, in my opinion, whether anybody else believes it or not. We will cover more college football, NBA, NFL. We do it all. But we also, the main thing that we started to do before the holidays was make a shift to where we will debate a lot more of the past than the present. A lot of people had told us that some of the current things that we would talk about, they've either already heard it or they're just not interested in hearing us keep up with everything going on in sports. They would much rather hear Magic Johnson versus Steph Curry. They would much rather hear our top 25 running backs of all time that we've done. And if you want to hear those, please go back and listen to the Great Debate Show, available wherever you get your podcast. And we have reels also up on this channel, because I don't think we went live for some of those episodes. Some, but not all. And that's where all of that's going to change. So that's our New Year's resolution, or at least that's mine, for the Great Debate Show to be convenient for everyone. To watch it on their devices, in their home, on their jog, their morning run, their gym time, work, whatever it may be, or your commute to work and from, traveling, whatever it is. We want to make sure that we're in your ear. And it's the Great Debate Show. Well, again, me, Jarvis Jeffries, the Niner fan, Terrence Smith, will be back. Go back and look at some videos. I'm not just making people up. They're here. If you could go back to the channel and look. And then Nick Eagley, the Eagles fan. So all three of us are in the playoffs, so we've got a lot of football to talk about, though, even though we don't want to stay on the current topics as much. But it's the NFL playoffs 1 week from now, and we've got plenty to discuss. Will Terrence Ravens make the Super Bowl? They're number one in the AFC. Will my Niners make the Super Bowl? They're number one in the NFC. And what's going on with Nick's Eagles, who are really, really falling off a cliff here? Can't wait to talk about all of that and more on the Great Debate Show. Thank you again. The Rock is back, possibly versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40, Mercedes Moné, possibly AEW. Then again, that may not be the case. We still can see her at the Royal Rumble. Triple H likes to play with people like that when he thinks you know it. Even though you do know it, he doesn't want you to think you know it until you know you knew it. I don't want to say that again fast 3 times, but you get what I'm saying. So that's my take. Jim Harbaugh, is he going to finally win the national championship? I can't wait to see. Washington and Michigan should be a great game on Monday, January 8th. ESPN and ABC. This should be really good, because I like what I saw from Washington, and I haven't watched them much, but Michael Penix looks good. But against that Michigan defense, it will be a test. This won't be Texas that they'll be playing. But again, from looking at what I saw from Washington's offense, the Michigan will not be playing Alabama's offense and their weak or stagnant offensive line. That's it. We'll be back. I'll be back. Everybody will be back. And it's the Great Debate Show. I hate that you all have to see me get up and do all of this, but I'm live and I'm by myself. It is what it is. Everybody will be back. And thank you for watching. 2024, Happy New Year.